Hi guys, John the firearms instructor. Today we're going to talk about triggers. We had a subscriber ask us how much finger should I put in the gun, and I thought it was a great thing. I thought I'd do a video on it. One of the things we got to get our head on is our trigger finger controls a lot of the weapon, if you don't realize that. If I put too much finger in this gun, it's going to cause it to roll off to the left if I'm right-handed, to the right if I am left-handed. And we got to make sure that we're using just enough trigger to engage the trigger assembly back. Now, a lot of times what we end up doing is always when we pick up a pistol, we want to make a pistol to pick up a pistol. But if I'm here and I've got the weapon in my hand, I almost want to think about just using the front pad and press this trigger into the back of my hand. It's almost like a slow, like that. Now, if you have your finger deep into the gun, I hope you can see that, you're going to cause this weapon to roll off when you're using the trigger, to roll off to the left. And this causes a lot of that left trigger engagement. And then when you add anticipation, that causes the low and left. So if we could take our trigger finger and go, what if I talk about the crease, the first digit crease, we don't want to do that. We want to be up here somewhere, which allows us to roll the trigger in very slowly and press it back. Trigger engagement, really, we should mind our gap. If you can see that right there, you want to make sure you don't have this piece of skin right here touching this firearm, because the moment it does, it's going to roll it off as well. So how much finger do you need to put in the gun? It's according to how big your hand is. Really, honestly, someone who has little small fingers like I do, I don't have too much problem with putting my whole digit in there. But someone with big fingers, you need to really work at that gap. That gap right there is going to help us keep as much skin off this weapon as possible. So we take the tip of our finger, roll it back into a smooth cadence, and slowly press the trigger as slow as you can get it with the shot to surprise you. This is how much finger you need to put in the gun. Now, obviously, it's about grip and stance and trigger control and sight picture and silence. Just not the trigger, because the trigger itself is not going to help you. I don't care how good of a trigger you're going to have or how good a trigger engagement you're going to have if your grip is wrong and everything else like that. So I think to do you justice, we need to show you the proper grip as well. Proper grip starts with your finger off the trigger and you get your good high on the tang. I've always talked about you want to be as high as you can, because you don't want to give it any kind of gapping motion, because the moment you gap something, it gives the weapon motive or movement. And then you want to make sure that you have your other hand up here and bring your other hand here. Now, when we're squeezing properly, we got a good grip, we're working a good grip for ourselves, then we want to use the tip of our finger. And see how I did that gap there? That gap is so important because that's going to keep you in the center of the gun. If we're in the center of the firearm and we're pressing the trigger back into our hand, it's going to be a lot easier than if I take the weapon, put more finger than I should have in, and to begin to apply pressure. To see what's going on there when you start applying pressure, it's causing the gun to roll to the left naturally. But if I add that same amount of pressure straight back, see how it doesn't move? It doesn't move. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for the tip of our finger and a good proper grip, find our sight alignment, roll it out in front of it, and slowly press the trigger. The more we do that, the easier it'll be, the more the gun will be at level. A level pistol shoots level. I hope this helps you, guy. You mentioned that you were having a lot of low and lefts and low and rights, and I think it has to do with not the pistol. He was asking, should I adjust my sights? Don't adjust your sights until you make sure you're over the gun itself. Remember, it's about dominant eye, it's about weapon, it's about being over the dominant eye and weapon. Here I'm right-handed and I'm right-eye dominant. I'm going to turn my chin exactly to get my eye over the weapon. Then I'm going to use the tip of my finger to engage the trigger, which at that point in time should make you level. Remember, it's not about your wrist aiming the gun, it's about your waist aiming the gun. If you have the weapon out in front of you and I wanted to bring it down into the target, I would not bend my wrist to get you there, I would bend my waist to get you there. And once I bend my waist to get you there, the gun stays level. And you know what I always say, a level gun shoots level. Until next time, God bless, be safe, and remember, you are your first line of defense. Do not forget about our Tuesday night live. We're going to go all over sights, iron sights, how to use them, where they should be. We have a lot of people ask that question all the time. Where should this be compared to this? And we're going to cover that in tomorrow night's live. So get an opportunity, please join us. I love you guys. We'll see you next time.